Welcome back to Rare Oakleys. We have a pretty cool episode today. We're going to be customizing a pair of M2s. I like the M2s. Did they really replace the M frames? I would say probably not, but they have their place. They're still pretty cool. But before we check these out, make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, and of course, do not forget about that bell icon, which is for you, so that you never miss a future episode of Rare Oakleys. Also, make sure you check out our other videos. We have so many exclusive episodes. We have so much fantastic content that you're only going to see here. Definitely check out our other episodes, and definitely check this out. This is my book. It is fun. It is educational. It's packed with tips and tricks on how to save money, how to get free stuff. Who doesn't like that? And even if you don't like to read, I promise you will still love this book because it is very entertaining. Links are going to be below in the description. Definitely check that out. So the M2s, again, they were introduced to replace the M frames because the M frames were on the market for many, many years, decades even, very popular. They pretty much started the whole thing. I guess it could be argued that the razor blades and the blade system started it, but really it was the M frames because the M frames were high definition optics. But I do like the M2s. Do I like them as much as the M frames? Not really, but they are cool. So we have a wide variety of color options in our collection for the M2s and the lenses. Some of the coolest lenses, Prizm Polarized Ruby, Prizm Polarized Jade, Prizm Polarized Tungsten, Prizm Polarized Black Iridium, of course, and even some of the hard to find short print lenses for the M2s, like the Polarized Chrome and Polarized Violet. But we haven't, up until recently, had any Sapphire lenses of any kind for the M2s. So we wanted to pick some up. I was going to do a pair of OCP Sapphire M2s, but they didn't really have quite the options. They already had a pre-built pair. So we're going to check these out here shortly. They're going to be right over here to my right and in the ballistic case. Now, these didn't come with a ballistic case. I don't believe they did. I ordered these off eBay not too long ago, and the seller actually had this case. So the first thing I'm going to say, and I think you guys already know this, these are the new cases, new and not so improved. They used to have the reinforced nylon cases, right? And this, I guess it is reinforced nylon, but it's a different type of material. It's softer to the touch. But of course, your icon here, your Oakley icon, your ellipse, it's basically an indentation, right? As opposed to being a true metal icon. And of course, this case is a little bit bigger, right? It wouldn't necessarily be the case that came with the M2s. Again, I don't think the M2s come with a case. They don't. But still, if you're comparing cases, you get order OCP now. This is likely to be the case you're going to get, the new and not so improved case. Here's the original case that's been around a long time. It feels sturdier. It has a better texture to it, in my opinion. And it has the metal icon. Well, we know what likely happened, right? The people at Luxottica thought, wow, this metal icon costs probably 10 cents to make, and we're already overcharging for our Oakley glasses anyway, so let's take away the metal icon so we can save 10 cents a case and give our consumers this non-icon icon. Okay, thanks for that, Luxottica. So this is Luxottica trash right here. Also, we're going to unpack these. Now, when I opened these when they arrived in the mail, I was absolutely distraught because they actually came in this microfiber bag. Now, unfortunately, you guys can't feel the texture of this. You can't touch it. If you could, you would know exactly what I'm referring to. This micro bag, and it's a genuine Oakley micro bag. Here, let's zoom in on this tag real quick. Right? It's got the HDO tag. This is not some counterfeit or aftermarket micro bag here. This is a genuine Oakley micro bag. It feels rough to the touch, okay? I don't want to say it feels like sandpaper, but if you know there's incredibly fine sandpaper, right? Emery cloth, whatever. This does not feel like something I personally would feel safe putting my Oakleys in. I feel that over time, and maybe not such a long length of time, the lenses would probably accumulate micro scratches, which over time would even accumulate more. So this actually, literally, this material here and this new micro bag, this luxottica trash micro bag, feels like my shirt. Actually, I think my shirt is softer. This Oakley shirt is softer than this micro bag, literally. Here, so what I did was I set that aside, and thankfully the glasses were not in there when they came in the case. This micro bag was folded and put underneath, or set underneath. So fortunately, we have our own micro bags. Let's come on in. This is the right. This is my own micro bag that I supplied. It's got the same HDO tag, etc., but it's much softer to the touch. It's the standard micro bag that they've had for a while. So this was the pre-built pair, right? That's available on Oakley.com. Jet black frame. I can't remember the technical name for these ear socks, but they're light blue to match the Sapphire lens. And these actually feature anodized blue icons, which I do not believe have ever been available on Oakley.com for the OCP. If they have, I missed them. They're certainly not there, or they weren't there when I checked several times. So that's why I wanted this pre-built pair. And they even have a tag here, right? So it looks like they may have come from Sunglass Hut, it looks like. Or I could be wrong, but they still have the tag attached. You got your SKU number here, whatever, right? Underneath the ear stem here, the left ear stem. But these are Prizm lenses, Sapphire Prizm. Now, these are actually, and they did not come in a box. They came in this luxottica trash case, right? So they should have come in a box, which is fine. I guess I'd rather have the case. But these happen to be the XL version of the M2s, right? So they have the extended lens here on the sides. Now, something I want to note too, well, we'll get to that here, I guess, in a little bit. I should have had, and I apologize, I should have had a couple of stands here. I didn't have the foresight to do that. But these are the standard lenses. I'm sorry, not the standard lenses. These are the XL lenses for the M2s. So we're going to actually compare them. We're going to customize them. I wanted the standard lenses because all of our lenses in the collection with the M2 are all standard. So for the sake of consistency, and I've got a medium to medium smaller face, I wanted to have some standard lenses in there. So of course we upped the ante. We got the pair of replacement lenses here. Zoom in on this tag so we can check this out. Of course, these are the Sapphire Prizm Polarized, which is awesome. So we actually upped the ante on these from Prizm, Sapphire Prizm, to Sapphire Prizm Polarized. And yeah, expensive lenses, that's for sure. But the nice thing is, these lenses come in a soft bag, not the abrasive bag that was included with these M2s here, the luxottica trash bag. Kind of is a trash bag. So we're going to customize these. Come on in so we can customize these. I got to be careful. You know, I should have had some stands. I really messed up here, didn't I? All right. And the one thing that I'm going to note too, and you guys probably know this already, but when you buy a lens, when you buy a premium lens, when you buy a Prizm Polarized lens, no nose piece. Again, Luxottica's charging all this money and they can't afford to give a nose piece. Remember back when Jim was in charge and you'd buy a replacement lens for your M frames? They always had a nose piece. This should too. Really no excuse for that, but it is what it is, right? So we got to deal with it. So we're going to actually compare here. Actually, let's take a look here, and you can see the difference in the lens sizes, right, on the edges. Comparing the edges there. This is the standard lens here on the right. The XL lens is already installed in the frame on the left. So you can see the XL lens is slightly larger, ever so slightly larger. Not a huge difference, but there is a slight difference. So we're going to remove these. Relatively simple to take out. You just grab them by the center there, maybe above the nose piece, and pull down. And unfortunately, we have to take the nose piece out because, as I just mentioned, Luxottica does not include a nose piece. Now let's set these here kind of side by side just so we can view them. And again, the XL version is on the left here. The standard is on the right. And yes, the standard lenses on the right are polarized or Prizm polarized. The lenses on the left are Prizm, but you can see the difference. There is a little bit of a height difference. Pretty good comparison there. I just want to give you guys an idea of the size differences and comparisons there. So there's that. So we're going to pop the nose piece in here, customize these. Whoa, where did the nose piece go? Oh, here it is. All right. So this should snap right in. I'm not used to doing this. I don't do a lot of customization for M2s. I don't like to buy lenses. I typically buy what I want, already pre-built, but okay. So we're in. We got our frame, and of course, you insert each of the two ends. If I can get this in here, wow. There we go, okay. So you got the little gap here, right, at the top center, on the brow. I like to use this because I just don't like to get fingerprints on the lenses. I'll actually even maybe press them up against my shirt a little bit here. All right. We should be in there, nice and secure. All right, so we've got our upgrade to Prizm Polarized. We got our standard lenses here, which is great. Now, here's the other issue I want to bring to your attention, and you probably already noticed this, but check these lenses out, right? They're nice and blue in the center, right? But then the color fades to the sides where it goes purple and then even almost yellow on the very edges here of the lenses, which to me is really, it's ugly. It's aesthetically unattractive, right? So you got that on the XL lens, and on the standard lens, same thing. You got this really large area here that's just really looks like it's discoloration, yellowing on the edges. Now you can say, hey, these are shield lenses, right? There's always going to be a little bit of inconsistency in the iridium coating on the lens. That may be true, but even if you look at a lot of the original lenses, ice, deep blue polarized for some of the other frames, right? Like the radar, the Radarlock, whatever, you didn't have that much discoloration. I have looked all over the place on the internet, and every set that I have seen for the Prizm, for the Sapphire lenses for the M2s has considerable discoloration on the edges. Again, lazy luxottica trash. Didn't used to be that way, and you could say, again, these are shield lenses, but guess what? I've got Sapphire Prizm polarized lenses for the Radarlocks and the Radar EVs, and they do not have this kind of discoloration like this lens has on the M2s. So really no excuse for this. Luxottica trash, quality is going down, price is going up, it's a constant struggle with these people. This is why I want to focus on vintage pairs, obviously. But let us know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Do not forget to hit that bell icon, and we will see you next time on Rare Oakleys.